paraplanners, marketing, accounts, financial controls, and so on. What do we specialise in? We specialise in cash flow modelling, retirement planning, wealth management, asset management, and that leads right into protection planning, like life cover, mortgage protection, serious illness cover, income protection, shareholders protection for businesses, and so on. With regards to pensions and investments, we've just under 100 million under management. That would comprise of sort of group pension schemes, executive pension plans, personal pensions for people, right into sort of kids' education funding and all of that sort of stuff. I suppose we are an impartial broker, guys, which effectively means that we've agencies with everyone in Ireland to write business, but we've really built our business on trust and longevity. We've over I think it's about 2,000 clients right now. And I think financial planning is just a journey. And I think the most important thing is to understand what does the journey look like and feel like. And if I was to give anything into some of this morning, and I'm going to talk about a couple of slides, it's just to try and help and guide. And if you need any assistance, just please feel free to reach out. I suppose everyone likes to ask me, how do we make money as a broker? And there's a number of ways in how we make money. So just to be clear on that, with having a lot of money under management, we would get paid what's called a renewal and a trail from all the insurance companies and fund managers across the Republic of Ireland, which would help pay our staff each year. That comprises of about 600,000 per year. And then when we execute business as an impartial broker, we're obliged to give best advice legally in Ireland, but we're obviously have a consistency agreement where not only best advice, but we put paid consistency throughout the industry when we place business, whether that's for pensions, investments, life cover, or anything like that. Outside of that, we can charge typically per hour. So upwards of €200 for a certified financial planner in Ireland, and that's by way of our terms of business. So that's typically how it works. This morning, obviously, I'm going to offer everyone a consultation or a Zoom call or a chat at no cost. And if I can help you, I'll do my absolute best. If I can give you a little bit of education in terms of what's happened at all, pensions, investments, or saving money, personal budgeting, or whatever it may be, I'd be delighted to talk to you and help. So just moving on, and I thought about this yesterday. I think now with where we are today, it's absolutely imperative that we all make the right financial decisions moving forward because of the crisis, okay? And in my opinion, in the last couple of weeks, my business has completely transitioned. We've went from seeing clients daily in coffee shops, bars, restaurants, that sort of thing, and that's now gone. So we've transitioned into Zoom, and for me it's far more productive, and I just don't understand how. I've ran my business for 13 years, out and about, meeting people, and when you can have the opportunity of Zoom call, because in the last 3 weeks I think I've had like 70 Zoom meetings with clients, and it's great. So just to talk through this slide, the financial defense and the financial offense. Okay, so just firstly on the financial defense, and what does that mean? Okay, so if someone is experiencing a reduction in salary, a downturn in business as a result of COVID-19, this effectively means that we get into the defense mechanism. Okay, so what do you need to do? We need to create a personal budget. We need to look at that. Reduce your outgoings. Look at your overall costs. Switchers in terms of your utility bills, switch and save, and so on. Banks, lending, mortgages, payment breaks, mortgage moratoriums. This is something that we're right in the midst of right now. So I'm not sure whether you guys have seen, sorry Rachel, I think there's 5 people trying to log in there.
No, I was just checking in, sorry, to make sure everyone could see the slides as well, and we can, so you're good to go. Sorry about that.
Just in relation to the events, I worked through 2008, through the recession, and it was very difficult. It was a difficult time to come into the industry because people were losing their jobs and their income, and they're very worried about the future. So gaining all the experience from 2008 till today, we have a cash flow modelling system which basically models your income. It's a really slick tool. And a lot of the DLR members have actually benefited from using the tool, thankfully, over the last 12 months. But let me just talk you through it a little bit. Gathering data and helping us make recommendations for you to improve your cost of living going forward. So just to give you a couple of statistics, 70% of our clients that actually avail of the tool save money, whether it's on your utility bills, cutting costs, personal budgeting. But for me, the most important thing is transparency, and having transparency. What does it actually look like and feel like for you today? What I would say to you, and I will drive you towards the Ask Paul on Instagram, which is my business partner. Paul has thousands of followers. He's on every single day, giving fantastic tips with regards to money saving ideas, personal budgeting ideas, mortgage switchers, moratoriums, all of that sort of stuff, personal finance. He's absolutely out the door with that sort of thing. Normally, he will charge for that service €199 per head. We're doing a special through COVID-19. It's €99 per head. I'm offering it to all the members this morning for free. Why? Because we have a great relationship with the DLR, and if I can give you something back, some of my knowledge to try and help you, your business and your family, I would be more than happy to do so. That's the defense mechanism. So, like panic stations, obviously, when we hit the panic button because of COVID-19, the first thing you've got to do, in my opinion, is sit down in a calm manner, assess your situation, look at the cash flow analysis, and then make educated decisions on the back of knowledge. Okay. In my experience, people just panic and cancel. And I'll give you one example of that. I had a client cancel a life policy a number of years ago and subsequently got sick, and there was no payout because they didn't realize that was cancelled. That's not a good situation. So I just think the idea is just, speak to an expert, have a look at where you are, and then decide on what the best thing for you going forward is. In relation to the financial offense, okay, I just want to move this. So what's that mean? So if you're in a very strong position, your job is still intact, you've made money over the last couple of years, you are in stocks and shares and savings and that sort of thing, it's a fantastic time to invest money. Okay, and we have a lot of clients, fortunately, in that position as well. So if you've had no impact on your salary or no impact on your business through COVID-19, what's the opportunity? The opportunity is take advantage of the chaos in COVID-19 that is causing in the markets. Why? Because the markets are down 2%. They will recover, they always do, and I'm going to have to show you a slide or two on that in a moment. So obviously get involved and take advantage. So what I would say on that is, and if I can just give you a little snippet on the last couple of weeks, we were lucky in our business that with 90 million under management, we started to move money out of equity markets in 2016. Why did I do that? Well, because after the recovery started, markets performed well statistically, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We felt in our investment committee that it couldn't continue. The funds, the trends can't keep going that way. So the equity markets were coming to the end of a bull market because they were overpriced. Did we know COVID-19 was going to be in a direct effect? Absolutely not. Having said that, markets did react to what happened in the last couple of weeks, but now it's a great time to invest for euro cost averaging purposes. So yes, there are people in the financial offense with that, and the key piece of advice I would give you, if you are in a pension, don't make rash decisions. Have a conversation, understand what's going on in the markets before you make that educated call for going forward. I spoke with a DLR member this morning who we moved the pension back in the middle of last year, and very happy client, saved an awful lot of money because we moved out of equity markets into fixed income, which is like a dividend fund, which will give you between 6 and 8% growth per year, every year. And there's many reasons of why that would happen. So just going to move on and then we can get to the questions. So in relation to what happened in 2008, here's just an S&P 500, guys. So can everyone see where I'm waving that here? Okay, that was 2008, pre-crash. Okay, overnight we dropped to here, more or less. That's a 40% hit on the market. Okay, since 2009, the funds have recovered. They always do. Here's the trend. Okay, very, very substantial gains. This is where we were 4 weeks ago. This is where we are today. The key difference between this and this is more severe. Okay, so if you ask me my opinion, here it is. In 2008, the financial crash happened. The economy was in a very, very poor position. The banks were in a poor position for many, many different reasons. 6 weeks ago, the economy was very strong in Ireland, which will lead us to say that having collaborated data from all the fund managers like Zurich Life, Irish Life, New Ireland, Friends First Aviva, Standard Life, Davy Select, BCP, and so on and so forth across the country over the last couple of weeks. They feel the recovery is going to be imminent and rapid, which effectively means it's a great time to invest money for euro cost averaging, whether that's 50 euros a month, 100 euros a month, or 1,000 euros a month. My opinion is not, if it's available to you and you are thinking about it, please have a conversation with us. One of the funds we recommend is the Dynamic Fund at Zurich Life. And the reason being is because if you look at this slide here, in 2008, the fund was down 37%. In 2009, it was up 28%. In 2010, 12.9, and so on and so forth. Last year, 26.9. If you ask me my honest opinion, here it is. Technically, I can tell you an equity market will do 6% a year. Okay, that fund performed at 11.7% per year on average over the last 20 years. If you look at its peers in the industry, from Irish Life to Ireland, Friends First, Aviva, and so on, the red chart here is Zurich Fund, the blue is its peers. So it's a benchmark award-winning fund within Zurich Life, and that's the fund that we've selected through Pax as our house fund moving forward. And if you look at the Ask Paul channel, or even any of it, we have a new website called Expert Pensions that we launched last October, which is a pensions website. It's an information hub. This will lead you towards that as well. I suppose, look, we are talking about investing money. That's not the case for everybody today. I just think that if it's a situation you're in that space, you need to just consider where you are before we make an educated call going forward. This is a really, really good fund, and Zurich are a phenomenal fund manager. There's no doubt about that. I just have a case study on a client that actually invested some money with us recently. So the client had 300,000 in the bank and was living on the money. Okay, was using 5.5% per year, taking it out as dividend, just money cash out of the bank, which was liquidated cash. So over time, the 300,000 was reducing in value. And it came down to 100. Okay. Following a recommendation I made to the client effectively, the red chart is the money moving away from the client, which is not good. So a recommendation we made to the client was, invest 275,000 in a fund that we have called Green Man, which is a German retail fund, which provides a dividend per year, 5.5%. The chance of default is 0.7%, and that's from a rental return. And even through COVID-19, sales are up 30% in Germany, which is scary. And the reason that is because people buy food when they're at home, okay? And we can talk about the fund, but I have access in the company to 9,000 funds. That's my house fund. Why? Because it's not exposed to equity markets. It's a phenomenal fund. There's over 800 million invested through Irish investment funds. But just back to this, the black is the expense line, okay? The 300,000 invested, the client's taken 5.5% of 275,000 out per year, which he was doing in the bank, over time, leading up until 100 years of age. The client will still have 236,000 in the fund, having took 5.5% out for 30 years. I hope that makes sense. It is a little bit complex trying to explain it to you on Zoom. I'll just go back over it very quickly. A client invests 300,000 in cash into the bank. They take 5.5% per year. That balance is simply 100,000. That's bad advice. Why? Because you don't make interest. We moved the client's money into the yellow chart, Green Man, which is it's an Irish-owned company. Okay, the client continued to take 5.5% of 275, which I'll just work out for you. 15,000 per year on top of obviously the income, sorry, the state pension and all that was there as well. Okay, and over time, if the client lived till 100 years of age, the client would have 236,000 left in the fund after availing of 5.5% over time. So the point on that is very clear. Cash flow modeling works. We have a software. I know Gabby has used the software and a number of different clients have used it over time within the DLR, and it works really, really well. I don't want to sell it too much. We brought it from the UK last year. I signed the sole distribution of this software in the Republic of Ireland, and we have a sister company, not to bore you, called ClearChoice, which is just a software which analyses advice. Again, a lot of the clients, the members of the dealer, have availed of that software as well. Ultimately, the cash flow modelling system is there. It's a really slick and sexy tool that will help you model your life. Without sounding too corny, it'll actually manage your life till 100 years of age. Whether you're talking about sickness, debt, kids' education, pension funding, and it clones your scenario today into the future. That's effectively what it does. It's a really good tool, and it's working really well for our clients, and this is just a little example of that. Before we get into questions, I just want to summarize and say, again, I hope everyone's keeping really well in the difficult times. Offense, defense, irrespective of what position you think you might be in yourself, feel free to reach out. I am offering everyone a chat for free, complimentary. I really want nothing out of it. I really mean that. And if I can help you, that's the key objective. Whether that's talking about your personal budgeting, your utility bills, your mortgage payments, helping you with moratoriums, looking at your mortgage rates with I have an expert mortgage team available to you guys as well. Or it's whether you want to look at the nitty gritty stuff like the life cover, the income protection, all that sort of thing. What I will say to you is this, guys, because of COVID-19, life cover in Ireland has reduced in cost by about 60% since 2009. If you're spending money on life cover, please talk to me. Why? Because I've just got agreed a further 17.5% discount from one of the insurance companies in Ireland across the board on life cover. So there's serious opportunity to save money there. And if we can save money for you, we will. I'm going to just show you one example of what I've done for a client. So this is a report for a client, a married couple. They have a mortgage and they owe 467,000 on a mortgage and they've 18 years to go. They were currently spending €112 on their mortgage protection cover. So as you'll see, every insurance company in Ireland, can everyone see that? Yeah, thumbs up. Yeah. Every insurance company in Ireland will offer you mortgage protection cover. Okay. So as you can see over here, mortgage protection cover, the cheapest is €72. Okay. So I can go with any company for €72 and I can offer a further discount of 17.5%. So just to be clear, 72 multiplied by 82.5. That client received a mortgage protection plan for €59 and you were currently paying over €100. That's €50 a month saved over 12 months over the term of the plan. They're the savings that are out there. So all I would encourage is to have a look and see. Have a look and maybe, you know, see if you can save a few bob, I suppose. In summary, yeah, I mean, look, well, I suppose we'll open the floor up to questions again. Offense, defense, guys, whichever boat you're sitting in, if you need any advice, just please DM and I'd be happy to help. Do you want to open the floor up to?
Yeah, thanks, Ian.
Sorry, Ian, I unmuted everybody and I'm getting feedback. I'm not sure if everyone can hear that.
Yeah, you can hear you.
Yeah,
you were able to.
Okay, so if we want to...
Does anyone have any questions?
Yeah, I kind of asked you a question there just on the thing, but on the investment part that you were saying there about the customer having the money in the bank, the 300,000 in the bank, and then obviously depleting down to 100,000, and obviously with the investment then it stayed at 275 or whatever. So the question I was asking was, in the event of an emergency, for example, a house incident or something like that, that you needed access to that money, would he have access to that money, or would it be a case of...
Good question. So a couple of things, just on that, I'll just talk about that actual investment, okay? Yeah. So there was 300,000 to be invested, okay? 275,000 was invested into the fund and 25,000 was left on cash for an emergency. If it's a situation the client needed to access the 25,000, that's available within 5 days. The further 275,000 would be available between 3 to 6 months. And the reason that is because the fund pays a dividend quarterly. So we have to time the dividend to make sure the client doesn't miss the dividend.
Yeah, okay.
That makes sense. If it's a situation the client needs money back yesterday because of COVID-19, we can get the money back realistically within 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah. No, that's to answer the question. No, that's what I was wondering basically, just in that scenario. Just being devil's advocate, I suppose.
Yeah, devil's advocate's good. I think to be honest with you, very rarely would we be in a situation that we would take a couple of 100,000 off a client and invest a whole lot for a fixed term. I don't agree with it. I think the most important thing is to have access to cash and keep things fairly liquid. And there's enough product and investments out there that can offer you that, you know?
Yeah. Brilliant.
Great presentation, Ian.
Very well done, yeah.
Yeah, really, really good. Well, you know, we've used your service, so we're very happy with
I've done
it.
anything like this, guys. So it's difficult times. It's really, really tough, and I'm trying to sympathise. Although look at opportunity as well. You know, and we all have different needs and objectives. I just think that if you have any questions, Ian at Pax.ie, feel free to reach out to me. I would absolutely be glad to help you in any way, shape, or form. Any further questions on pensions or the markets or what's happening?
I wouldn't mind having the 300,000 myself for my hair fund.
You've more than that, Gabby. Come on. I know your finances.
She said in her hair fund.
Hair fund, yeah.
Under the mattress.
Oh, gee, yeah, that was really good, Tim.
Yeah, no, I think, and thanks very much for the open offer of consultation, because I think I'd definitely avail of that. I think it's definitely something we all need to look at, you know.
I think the most important thing is again, someone said to me, what's your key solution? Cash flow modelling. Understand your finances. Have a clear and concise plan.
Yeah, exactly.
Make sure it's transparent and you understand where you're going and what you're doing. You're in a great position, and I think that's the key objective. It's the same, you know, it's you look at businesses and they're trying to stay positive, stay afloat. It's a concerning time. I mean, if you go on to ask Paul, my business partners, his Instagram live feeds and videos, they're absolutely fantastic. He done a live video last night, actually, with Jamie Heaslip, the extra. He's a brand ambassador for Fender. That went down very, very well, and it's Irish people are rowing in and they're trying to help everybody. I think my firm's no different. We are really going to be above and beyond to try and help our clients, and that extends to the DLR members as well. You know,
maybe that's what's bringing the best out of us. You know, this COVID-19 is that everybody's there to support and help each other, and we are reaching out to people.
No question.
You know,
that's it.
Yeah.
So we actually had a conversation a couple weeks ago when this whole thing came around in our company, and our director Killian, as some of you will know, Killian Wright, he kind of said, if we can support our clients through this tough time, they will support us afterwards.
That's
so
exactly.
We've actually put accounts on hold, charging people €1 just to maintain their account, to maintain the direct debit. But it's a great initiative in order to free up the cash. And when I made a couple of phone calls to tell customers that we were going to basically freeze our account for them, so they wouldn't be paying, because some customers have more than one terminal, they have 4 or 5 terminals.
Yeah,
I like that, and the fact that you're being proactive with that is
absolutely, yeah.
I can tell you something. When we come through this, you'll never lose a customer because you've reassured and you've re-cemented your solidity. You know,
that's what it's about as well. And the customer needs to feel like they're being looked after, and that's what we want to do, is support them. Obviously, and then we work with a company called Uline as well, so we're offering financial working capital going back into the business as well, then for when they do reopen, so that they have more chance to reopen. So that option's also available. So we've put a Uline package kind of together that we've kind of offered out to customers as well, just so that they have the comfort that they can go and ask for the loan, which is repayable back to the terminal. So it's supporting businesses in different ways, but not everyone's going to need it, obviously, but some people will need working capital to get back to restocking their fridges and things like that, and paying staff to come back. You know, it is good. It's good initiatives. I have to be honest.
Excellent. Well done.
I totally agree. Yeah. Very good. Is there any other questions, or markets were there, they went back up, and now they're here. So it's a fantastic time to invest for euro cost averaging. Now, guys, my business partner Paul we have built an ebook on investment strategy. It's a black and white, layman's terms investment book on his Ask Paul page. I really, really encourage you to download that book and read it. It's a fantastic read, really is, and it gives you the key tools and education that you need to move forward and make money. To answer your question, Rohit, is Rohit?
Yeah, that's right.
Nice to meet you. Yes, it's a fantastic time to invest money, no question. But that's if it's available.
So what's
Well,
it
see,
on?
the thing,
Ask Paul what? The book.
Instagram. Oh,
It's an ebook. It's the investment. It's the Ask Paul Investment Strategy ebook. You'll see it on his Ask Paul page. If you have any issues, come back to me and I'll email it to you.
Okay.
It's a very user-friendly way of what's happened with COVID-19, and it'll give you a sort of a strong outlook to the future.
Okay.
So again, if there's anyone that wants to avail of a complimentary Zoom call, cash flow modeling call, by all means, send me a DM or send me an email and we will arrange that for sure. I would be more than happy to talk to you all.
Brilliant, Ian. Thanks a million. It was really
thanks,
great.
Ian.
That'd be great.
Thanks, Ian. That was really good.
Thanks very much, Ian.
Guys, have a wonderful day. Get out for a bit of fresh air. Let's stay positive. We're going to get through this together.
Guys, just Gabby,
Yes.
just one tip, something I came across yesterday that might be of use to
Hi,
people
Dan.
who are using Zoom. Hey Ian,
How you doing, buddy?
I was on a call. It was given by a lady called Wirren. She's the marketingcoach.ie is her thing, but they're branding Zoom calls for individual companies. So instead of just you're sending an invitation from Zoom and all that sort of thing, it's actually coming from you and your website and stuff like that. Now, I don't know the detail or the technicalities, but the marketingcoach.ie is who they are. And it sounded like something that might be on the money for the moment, for the days we're living in.
That's very interesting.
So what would they do though? Like, I mean,
she just said the call was about something completely different, but someone was asking her and she said, well, we're doing this now for companies. So at the moment, it just looks, it's all Zoom this, Zoom that. But he said, you're using the Zoom platform, but it's your logos and colors and everything that are used rather than Zoom's.
okay.
That's all I know.
Oh yeah. Yes, I understand that. Yes, ours. Yeah, we looked at it. I wonder what she costs.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Wirren Fitzmaurice is her name, and she's the marketingcoach.ie. So
Well, we can have a look at it anyway and see.
I'm going to ask my marketing manager to have a look at that.
yeah, it could be of interest.
Yeah. We're in Fitzmaurice. That's the benefit of all these Zoom calls. We're learning all the time, aren't we?
Yeah.
best time.
And finding out new things that we didn't know before.
Yeah, they are. They're very, very useful. I have to be honest.
Is anyone, just an interesting one, is anyone using DocuSign?
Yes, Adobe.
Fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's brilliant. Because actually
2 weeks ago, and my God, it's just fantastic, really.
Well, we were using it beforehand, and basically, like for the Adobe Sign, you can actually what I do is I fill in all the paperwork via Adobe Sign. So I fill in sign, type it all up, and then send it for DocuSign. So just put in the you just drag it across basically, put the signature part in, and you just get the customer to sign it, and that's all they can change on the document. So that means there's no mistakes. Because actually, if you hand somebody a document, right, a banking document, which is what we'd use a lot of the time, if you hand someone a banking document, the amount of times that they will mark the document on the side of where to sign, or they might make a mistake or put the wrong date on or something, or the wrong year or whatever it may be, you're not giving them that option. Then with the Adobe Sign or the DocuSign, you're just basically giving them the option just to sign it, and that's it, and send it direct. And once they sign it, they don't even need to send it back. They just need to click save, and then you have access to it straight away. Wow. It's actually quicker. It's more efficient, to be honest.
Let me give you another tip there then. We use Zoho Sign. So Zoho has another kind of application around auto signatures, and it's integrated with their CRM as well. So you have a lead, becomes an opportunity, says, okay, I'm ready to go ahead with the quotation that you have given me. You click one button, it sends them the contract, they sign it, and automatically triggers the contract in your document repository as well. So pretty cool stuff. Yeah,
I've used Zoho.
So many
Zoho's very good.
ideas coming out. Like the DocuSign and
Right, guys,
Okay.
I'm going to sign off. Thanks
All
very
right.
much for the
Yeah.
invite, Rachel.
Yes,
Thanks,
no
Gabby.
Yeah, thanks, Rohit.
Ian, thanks
Look
for
after
the
yourself,
See you
yeah.
guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, Ian.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Ian.
Ian. Yeah.
Thank you
Well
very
done.
much.
We've got to keep fit on Friday, 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Yeah, so we can spring into action for the weekend.
Keep fit.
Yeah, so we can
Keep
do
it,
that
yeah,
with
yeah.
that screen.
So hope to see us all on Friday, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
We'll be sending
Fine,
out
yeah.
the invite.
Yeah.
Thanks.
See you, Ellen.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye. Have a
See you,
good day.
Gabby.
Bye.
Yeah, see you later.
Bye.
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 Bye.